Alex Haneke with Staters Radio. Can I just have you guys introduce yourselves and then an opening statement? We'll start here at the end and work our way down.
So I'm Josh, and I'm going to be serving as the Commissioner of Insurance, and I'm from Wichita, Kansas, actually, and from King County.
Hello, I'm Nathaniel Baker. I am actually from Lansing, Kansas, but for the sake of this, I'm from Powell County. I am Lieutenant Governor.
I'm Cheney DeSasso, Boy State Governor. I'm from Leavenworth, and I'm from Eisenhower County.
My name is Logan Elliott. I actually live in Asbury, Missouri. I go to school in Riverton, Kansas. That's how I'm in Kansas Boy State. I'm in the position of State Treasurer, and I'm from Pershing County.
My name is Zachary Payne. I'm serving as your Secretary of State. My county in Boise State is Pershing County, but I'm right here from Manhattan, Kansas.
And I am Dalen Williams. I'm serving as the Attorney General of Boise State. At Boise State, I'm from King County, but in reality, I'm from Lansing.
And then from this way all the way down, can we just have you guys have an opening statement? Is this something you'd like to say to the voters?
So I'm hoping to do a really good job as Commissioner of Insurance. I'll work hard to make sure that the rates are fair for everyone.
So, as Lieutenant Governor, I think that my role is to go around and hear everybody out and come back and be an advisor. I'm a good communicator with people, and I'm here, like my statement was for my campaign, bring power to the people. So,
I just want to thank everyone who voted for me, and I hope that I can have a successful Boy State and not screw anything.
I hope that as Treasurer I can help affect and possibly fix the tax issue that has caused so much unemployment at Boise State currently. So that is my plan, to help get some more jobs out there.
I wish to head and work with the IT department and head a Boise State app for next year for voters. I want your input. So please come to me, talk to me. Also, whoever gave this belt to me, please come talk with me. I need to get this back to you. Thanks.
First and foremost, thank you to all the voters who voted for each and every one of us. I think we're all excited to be here. But as your Attorney General, the first thing I'd like to do is talk with the Superintendent of the Highway Patrol and see how he's running his department to make sure the use of funds there is effective and efficient, and then talk with the county and city representatives on the crime rates and policing in their towns.
So this is a question for all of you guys. You guys can individually, you guys can hop around or go down the line, however you want to answer. What are the first 3 issues that you want to tackle in your guys' office?
I can go first. Number 1, I think that education is a very big issue right now at Kansas Boy State. Many of the counties don't even have a school in their county. And they're trying to get that worked out, but I'm hoping that with our help we can get that moved along a little bit faster and get education out there and available to the state that much quicker.
The first thing that I would like to do is I would like to get to know all of the departments and what I'm dealing with and how I can get the counties relief that they need. Secondly, I would work to get energy up and going so that we have an economy in Boise State of Kansas and that we can get money generating back in the state. And thirdly, I would like to work with the House and the Senate to sign any bills that they've already passed.
Go ahead.
Okay. So firstly, I'd like to head this app I just mentioned. I believe that the voting experience would be much easier than compared to a website. Secondly, I'd like to get everyone's opinion on the way the voting went this year to get their input and further this app. Thirdly, I would like to draw a blank. Who wants to go?
I'll jump in for you. So the first couple things I want to do is, like I said, I want to talk with the Superintendent of the Highway Patrol, and then the second thing is talk with those city and county representatives on their policing, because I know right now that a lot of counties don't have a police department or jail to help lower their crime rates and get all the people who are doing bad things. That sounded stupid, but whatever. And then the third thing is I'm always here at the state's disposal to defend the state and the governor and any of these lovely gentlemen.
So the three things I'd really like to focus on, first of all, would be to make sure insurance rates are affordable, especially in healthcare, for all citizens of Boise State. I think that if you have a solid healthcare, you can have a solid life. Secondly, I'd like to make sure that big business is regulated with reasonable interest rates and not lower than everyone else. That way, rates and transactions can remain equal. And then lastly, I'd like to work with the other state representatives and craft effective policy, especially towards education.
And I thought we were all going one at a time, so if you don't mind, I'll squeeze in my second and third. For my second thing, I'd really like to address the agricultural issues at Kansas Boise State, because I know that today a lot of farming ran out of business and a lot of jobs were lost, and I'd like to try and boost our agriculture. And then third, I'd like to talk to the people and see what else they are interested in having us do.
Okay, I'm squeezing my last one. I also want to get this budget passed swiftly. I don't want to compromise on anything. I don't want to half-heartedly deal with any business in this budget, as we will pass it at 3 o'clock tomorrow, right?
I
believe so. I want to work with everyone here fairly and swiftly.
So I think that the biggest thing that I want to work on, other than with the people, I'll get to that in a little bit, is the budget and taxes. I think that it's important, one, that we prevent any department from having more money than what they need, and not giving and making sure that each party has the amount that they need. Not party, anyways. So that department, there we go. And then I think that secondly, I want to work on going around to each and every county and making sure that I know what their representatives need and what they want, and bringing that back and helping with the board here on that. And then third, I think that it's important that we kind of look at, like, as a whole, as a general, how is each department functioning, and I want to make sure that we're getting bills passed through here as fast as possible, and each department, no matter what they are, state, county, like that, is running at its most efficient state in passing things and getting along well.
Question for Treasurer Mr. Elliott. Do you see any challenges in the budget that will need to be addressed in your thoughts tomorrow?
I think the number one problem, maybe the most obvious problem, is that we're going to have a lot of people wanting a lot of money that we are not going to be able to supply everyone with as much money as they might want, but we are going to try and get everybody as much as they need to function properly, efficiently, and get the job done to the best of the ability to help the people.
Do you have any questions?
Yeah, seeing that you guys are split 4-2 along party lines, how do you guys plan on bridging the gap between the two different viewpoints in the school?
Should I go first?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I don't think the gap's that big.
I'm gonna agree with that. I think that the party designation with the simulation is not 100% accurate. I think that a lot of people agree with both sides of the spectrum, maybe a small thing here and a small thing there, but I think we're going to be able to pull together pretty easily.
I'm going to go ahead and second that. A lot of us can just talk. We can disagree, but we can also do it in a civil way. I believe it's not going to be a yell and screaming argument. I think it's just going to be a logical discussion, seeing how we can get things done.
I think the coolest part about this Boise State this year is that it seems like everybody's getting along really well, because we seem to have a lot of the same political ideologies. I think that's going to reflect here at our state government level.
Yeah, I think we can all find some point to agree on. And then also, since it's unbalanced, I think we can find ways to make even more policies better. Some argumentation is necessary, but I think as a whole we can find good solutions.
So I'm the only one that hasn't said anything. There's really not much more to say. I think already we have a pretty good cohesion with the board, and then working with everybody in the parties. The party platforms didn't really seem that different.
the introduction of the Liberty Party, a third party, a very new party indeed, do you think that made any changes to the election whatsoever? Either anybody can do it.
I think from what I've been hearing, I think it hurt the Nationals, which as a Federalist is good for us. Stuff happens. What I do think happened though is I think that kind of by making a third party, those Liberty Party guys kind of cut themselves out of government on purpose, which kind of confused me. But I think, seeing as there isn't a Liberty Party candidate in state office right now, that might probably think of a way to at least hear their ideas, if not incorporate.
I think their initial goal as the Liberty Party, and from what I saw and what I heard, was they were trying to bridge a gap between the two Federalist and Nationalist parties. Though I don't think the gap was very big, I think they were attempting to bridge that gap. And I don't know that they went to the full extent that they were planning to, but I do think it was very cool that there were enough people here willing to step out there and try and help with the party system here at Boise State.
I'm going to bounce off of what Governor DeSasso said. The Liberty Party has really, they wanted a name for themselves. They didn't really like the designation, and that's fine. Doing what they did in such a short time was hard enough. I believe they had a good race, a good run, but with that, they had very little support for themselves, very little sure votes for their party.
Yeah, I can chime in as well. So I feel like the Liberty Party, just as a whole, it's good that they had enough numbers to actually enact a party, but I think lack of entire support also led to their downfall, as well as in some part development with, for example, speeches. I feel like their goal of having a cohesive mid-party did not work because they did not put enough time into it.
I think that in real life, I highly encourage third parties because I think they are breeding ground for creativity and new ideas and really truly bringing together the country. But I think whenever you're running a simulation that's designed around the two-party system, because I talked to one of the guys who used to work IT, one of the counselors, and he was talking about how the fact that it's hell on the IT guys themselves to set up this for a third-party system. And so I think that reflects the fact that the simulation was supposed to be for two parties, and it's just hard to fit a third party in there. I think in the future, if we made improvements for a third party, it'd be good, but I think right now it just was not optimal for them.
And again, we keep talking about this gap and how they tried to bridge the gap. Really, I think what they ended up doing was their answers either were aligned directly with the Federalist Party or directly with the Nationalist Party. They didn't really seem to be right in the middle of all the issues. They seemed to either take one side or the other, and that's why we're saying, they're kind of the mixer, because they had half Federalists and half Nationalists. And I think that ultimately is what drew support for their party, is because they were just divided on their views, and it seemed like they couldn't make up where they stood.
And they tried to take money from the Kansas defense budget, which isn't a thing.
Is that the last of the discussion on the agriculture?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys have any other statements that you want to make before we end this press conference?
I'd like to say thank you. I mean, I think this is very cool, and I'm glad that everybody decided to vote us 6 up here, and I think everyone would agree with me that we're thankful for your vote.
Just let it be known that everyone's thankful for their votes.
Yes.
And
we greatly appreciate it.
As a unit, we're going to try to work together. I mean, who knows? Hopefully it works out. Maybe it doesn't. We are different parties, but we're going to try.
Awesome. That wraps up our press conference today. Gentlemen, congratulations on winning. We look forward to seeing what your cabinet, Governor DeSasso, what you and your cabinet will do in the next few days at Boise State. For Staters Radio, this is Alan Tamaki.
Good.